Hello from downtown St. Louis. It is not a particularly cold night for December, especially compared to what we've dealt with earlier in the week for sure. There's a live look over at the Botanical Garden, the Garden Glow going on, and again, that runs right through Christmas. And you know, there'll be some nights where it is really cold to be over there. Tonight's not one of those nights that's especially cold. We saw temperatures climb back to near 50 for some of us earlier today. At this point across the area, we are looking at mainly quiet conditions. Want to talk about what's new, what's next. Right now, we see that Clipper system, and the rain and snow chances with that are pretty much farther to our north. So we are not getting in on that. We talked about this Friday night. Talked about how it didn't look like we were going to have a big problem with it. We still don't think we have any big problems, but we do have some wild temperature swings. And that gets really exacerbated towards the end of the week because we have another big chill heading our way next weekend. Arctic air is going to make the plunge across the bi-state region going into next weekend. Right now, you're looking across the area. There are the snow bands up across Iowa, a little rain here in northern Missouri. What you see showing up on the radar here around St. Louis is really just a loft, not even reaching the ground. But temperatures remain in the lower 40s here for the St. Louis area. And I don't think we're going to drop below freezing tonight across our region. The problems are going to be farther to the north, up into Iowa, spreading across into portions of Illinois. So not our concern, but if you are traveling north tonight up I-55 or heading up 61, going up into northeast Missouri, once you get into Iowa, could be some slick spots there, but most of us are staying just above freezing overnight tonight. And for your Sunday, while we don't expect to see much in the way of sun, and there's plenty of cloud cover, there really isn't much coming out of those clouds. There'll be some patches of drizzle perhaps. We're above freezing through the day, so just regular drizzle. It may get cold enough late in the day as we head towards and after sunset where there's a few snow flurries in there. But at this point, we don't see it being a big deal. We've had a chance today to get those road temperatures up, and without us going back below freezing tonight and staying above freezing tomorrow, the road surfaces are not all that cold, comparatively speaking. So we've had a little time to adjust and recover from earlier in the week. 47 was our high Saturday afternoon. Now, here's the thing. There were spots where it got above 50 degrees on Saturday. And that's not going to be the only time in the next 7 days where we see that. But by the same token, we're also looking at some single digits in the extended forecast. So our Clipper system that we're looking at right now, it's swinging through the region. The focus up here in Iowa, northern portions of Illinois, parts of central Illinois, that's where the accumulating snow will go during the overnight hours. System's probably going to lose a little bit of its punch as it continues to press on to the east. So that tomorrow gives us at least a slight chance of some drizzle, maybe a few snow flurries. More clouds than anything else. And we're around 40 for the high. But notice our low drops to 20 by Monday morning. We're at 33 Monday afternoon. We will look for a mix of sun and clouds on Monday, but it's a cold day. Then we have warmer temperatures returning on Tuesday. We're going to whip it right back up to 52. Then we have a Clipper system coming in Tuesday night into Wednesday, another one for Wednesday night into Thursday. What that does is it keeps bringing colder air our way. And look at your weekend forecast. Only in the 20s for highs this weekend. So Monday's a cold day. We're around 40 for the high tomorrow. We'll struggle to get much above freezing here as we go into Monday with a north to northeast wind at 5 miles per hour and that mix of sun and clouds. Afternoon highs over the next several days. Look at this. You're up and down. 40 tomorrow, 33 on Monday, back to 52 on Tuesday, and then those high temperatures tank on us by the end of the week, and here's why. So Wednesday morning, the first of the Clippers moving through the Great Lakes. That allows some slightly cooler air to come our way. Here comes a more impressive Clipper, this one tracking farther to the south. The question's going to be with this: how much moisture is available? We're showing you what the European model is telling us, and what it's spitting out right now is little rain, little light snow. Everything's really light. A few hundredths of an inch of liquid. Less than a tenth of an inch. Doesn't look like it's a big deal, right? As long as our temperatures aren't too cold, I don't think this is going to be a huge problem. But if it comes in during rush hour and we're below freezing, then there's a potential that we have some issues here that we have to work through on Thursday. The timing still remains suspect on this, and the exact track, we're still figuring that out, right? One thing we are very confident in is after this passes, the cold air is then going to be filtering in our way, and boy, does it get cold by the end of the week. So again, you have low chances of any drizzle, flurries here on Sunday. It's mainly just cloudy, and 40 for the high, which is 7 degrees below average, but better than some of the days we had the past week, right? 52 here on Tuesday, and then we begin that slippery slope south into the 20s for highs, and even single-digit lows here by Saturday morning, and perhaps for some of us again on Sunday morning. So where is that Arctic air? It's up here building over the snowpack of Canada, and it makes a surge down towards us, really peaking Friday into Saturday, and then there's another surge coming perhaps Sunday into Monday. So we don't expect a big rebound as we head towards the end of the weekend into early next week, not this week, but next week. But you notice, once again, we're kind of on the fringes of the worst of this. So it's even worse as you go into the Ohio Valley and up around the Great Lakes. That's where the colder temperatures will be. That's pretty much reflected in your 10-day forecast here as we really get it cold here Friday night into Saturday night, and then Sunday it starts to make progress, and we think we're going to start to turn that around and start creeping back at least closer to average, maybe not too average. And honestly, if this clipper pattern continues like this, it's not to say that there's not another clipper system that comes whipping through there and drops the temperatures, later next week. It could happen. It honestly could. But this kind of pattern is not one that's conducive to big snowstorms or winter storms. It's conducive to those annoying light precip events that we may have to deal with at some point, especially along about Wednesday night late into Thursday. So that's something we'll be tracking. No weather impact alert on it yet, but stay tuned. This evening, all is quiet around St. Louis, and we don't expect any travel problems here locally tonight as temperatures hold above freezing.